and down she goes. It's just that easy. Not actually that easy. That took me like at least an hour and a half on between 2 different streams to figure out. But I think that is about as free to play as I can get this right now.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
How the heck are you guys? My name is Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 41 in our free-to-play series. I'm finally caught up. But more importantly, it is time for a guide. And not just any guide, but a guide about everyone's favorite pesky little problem right now, N9-7. We got the normal campaign chapter 9. It came into the game a couple days ago. 9-7 is a real doozy. We have our first boss fight, and how convenient, they gated the new XP raid right behind it. So I know a lot of people were getting stuck there. I know a lot of people were making really good progress clearing it themselves, but I was very happy with the strategy I came up with in the end. I don't know if other people have done it this way because I don't watch other people's stuff, but maybe it's unique and maybe it's gonna help you. And I'll tell you one thing, it's super free to play friendly. So it's kind of my thing, right? All right, so normal campaign, chapter 9, stage 7. Let's just get right into it. This is the squad we are gonna bring in. As you can see, I was trying to do a 0 legendary squad. I couldn't do it, so we have 1 legendary champion. And if I'm gonna bring 1 legendary champion, of course it's gonna be Arrogance. I will say this specific design, like this specific sequencing I'm using, I think it needs, if not Arrogance, I think it needs Arrogance or Zila 2. I'm trying to think if anyone else does aerial damage as a ground unit. That's like an epic. I'm sure there is one that I'm just not thinking. Oh, Aspen could probably do it too, right? He can hit aerial units, but I really think you want Arrogance or Zila 2. Otherwise, I'll tell you at the moment when it's happening, if you had better marksmen than me, you could probably do it with just doing another tank over there, but I can't because I'm using Brienne. She's pretty good, but she's not good enough. So I'll show you guys right now. Let's hop on in. And I just want to say, guys, if you're ever stuck on a stage, don't be seduced by the gold and the purple, because like putting Narvi into this battle was what broke it for me. I will quickly say the way I beat it was with Nocturne instead of Amani. So if you have Nocturne, he's way better than Amani at this. However, I wanted to make it, I wanted as few legendary champions as possible. So that's what we're going with. But yeah, oh, and one other thing I want to point out before going, again, like don't be seduced by the gold. I actually had Nyx in here instead of Brienne, but Nyx was 22 cost, and sure, she was doing AoE, but I was like, do I need this much AoE? Maybe I just need a little AoE like what Brienne can provide, and maybe I need an 11 cost champion who's literally half the cost of Nyx as a 22 cost champion. And again, that did it. It was like, it was the bringing in Brienne for Nyx, and it was bringing in Narvi. Those are solutions, you know? So, and for Narvi, I took out Abomination. So I actually took out 2 legendary heroes and brought in non-legendaries, and that wasn't just to show off or do something fun. That's the only way I was able to beat it. And finally, before we go into the fight, I do want to quickly just humor me here. I want to talk about the monsters we're going to face, the enemies we're up against. It's not so novel, so I don't have to go into such detail. We got these 2 aerial units, the Thunder Guard and the Lightning Guard. I honestly don't know which is which. I'm assuming the Thunder Guard are the purple ones because the purple ones are the tankier ones. They're going to come up here on this horizontal lane mostly, where the blue ones, the Lightning Guards, will come up here. Purple ones are a bit of a nuisance, so later on you'll see we'll place Brienne here to take care of them. Both these folks have light armor. So there's really those 2 main lanes. This vertical lane here, we're going to block that with Arrogance, and then this horizontal lane here we'll block with Baron. There's a bit of other stuff going on, like we have these White Tower Scholars. They come around back here. They're not very hard to take down, but they're definitely a bit pesky. You're going to need some piercing damage probably, or at least physical damage. And they do some ranged magic attacks, which can be a bit annoying to deal with. Then we got these healer restorer guys. They are fine. They're super easy to take down. Honestly, they're kind of a non-issue. The only threat they really pose is they can heal up these uncommon destroyers, which are like kind of the bane of my existence. You need magic damage. We're not bringing much of it with only Amani. They got super high defense, high HP. Basically, you need some magic damage so you can take them down. They're tricky. You'll see. They'll all come here on this horizontal line. It's tricky. Finally, we have the boss. We'll talk about her when we reach that point. Let's hop on in. So, very first thing we're going to do, as we will do with any Narvi-based team, is you got to put Narvi down. Let's generate some costs. You'll see my Narvi actually is not, you saw she was 10 costs. If you're familiar with Narvi, that shows she's not in a rapidity set. I'm actually using her in a mana spring set, so she can generate, get her ult up as fast as possible. So right before she's ready for her ult, we can place Arrogance to block that vertical lane I described. And now we already can get Amani, our single target magic nuker, ready. So this guy's gonna come, and this guy, we're gonna need a couple crits to take him down. Sometimes it works for me with Narvi, sometimes it doesn't. So let's just pray this is one of the times, not Narvi, Amani. Let's just pray this is one of the times it works. Something I like to do is actually trigger a little early, since she's gonna have like 30 seconds of uptime on this thing. So let's just trigger it now to make sure we don't blow it. We can already place a Vortex now. He's gonna be one of our 2 main healers. Start healing up our Amani and healing up our Arrogance. So you see Amani's got tons of time left on her ult. Keep an eye on Narvi for when you have to trigger, and now already Narvi just gave us that 3 cost. That is enough to place our Baron, and hopefully, come on Amani, don't embarrass me here. Come on, honey. One more shot. No way! Yes, okay, we just, oh my, you see how close that is. So maybe if you're gonna use Amani, build her a bit stronger than mine. There we go, folks. We triggered again with Narvi. That's enough that we can pick her up. And now we kind of wait. So this guy's gonna come. You see we're running out of ult with our Amani. She's not gonna be able to do much to him without it. So we kind of just have to patiently wait. And I want to deploy things. So now's a good time to talk about the boss. Doesn't matter so much at this point, actually. But let me just show you in the monster manual. The boss, she's gonna always target the, where does it say? The last deployed hero, unless you engage her like one-on-one in like melee combat. So at this beginning time when we set up, it's really, I do the math personally to make sure I know exactly how much cost we're gonna need at different times. Right now, I won't get into specifics, but when we do deploy our last 3 units, that will matter. I mean, I can actually just tell you. Let me just tell you. So basically, you can do, we're going to save Wrath. He's going to be, him and Narvi are going to be the people we can like drop when they come. There might be a point, it has happened on successful runs for me when testing this strategy, that Baron dies and we can place Wrath down until Baron's ready to come back. So we need Wrath flexible, we need Narvi flexible. Narvi's just gonna be a warm body we drop later on to take aggro from the boss. However, these 4 units we can really do the math on. So 18, 15 is 33, and then here's another 22. So we need 52 costs. And would you look, see here, we got 52 costs. I wish I planned that, I didn't. However, what we can do is very quickly go mid-on, Brienne, Lunaria, and oh boy, Olag. I was off by 1. All right, cool. There's Olag. We're good to go now, folks. Should be pretty good. I can trigger there with Baron. You see Baron does take a lot of damage from this guy, as strong as I think my Baron actually is. Let's heal here so no one dies. Okay, pretty good. We really need Amani to come back. You can see she's just slowly whittling away at this guy. It's not great. However, Brienne and Arrogance should take care of the priest very easily, or the tower priest, whatever he's called. White Tower's priest, is that what he's called? So here comes the boss. She's a bad lady. So I'll just explain how the strategy is gonna work. She has this strange path. You guys might have seen it dart around, or maybe it hasn't yet, but it goes like this or something weird like that. She's gonna go all around the board. We're not gonna let her. The whole thing we're gonna do is we got Olag here. Olag's the tank of all tanks. We're never gonna trigger that ultimate. We're just gonna keep letting that shield juice up with that auto, as a lot of us are used to, and he's gonna take all the melee aggro one-on-one, except for the big AoEs that I'll talk about when they come later at 70, 40, and 10. But until that point, we're just gonna let him stall her out, and we're gonna focus on all the other enemies. So if you're familiar with the stage, you probably know what I mean. Otherwise, watch and see, baby. So finally, Amani takes that guy down. We can throw this back on 2x. So you can see here comes the Restorer guy. Here comes the uncommon annoying guy. And now we just kind of manage. Keep an eye on your healers. Keep an eye. Now Amani's ready. Just trigger her right away, because these guys are such a gosh darn nuisance. You can trigger Baron as well. Might as well just get some extra defense up as well. I do want to say, so when we get those purple boys, I forget if I said they were lightning or thunder, but the purple flying guys that come, so not these guys. I think these are the lightning and those are the thunder. When the purple ones come, I do kind of prefer to save Brienne's ult for that, because my Brienne's not so strong, and even though I can get it without it, it's so close, I prefer not to risk it. So maybe you'll see a couple examples of that, I don't know. You can see that guy's getting pretty close. Let's wait, and it's Brienne time. See, with her ultimate, she just completely mows them down. Otherwise, it's like sometimes they reach like above the portal, like Amani did at the beginning, before they're able to take her down. And here you can see Olag has his ult ready, but as is typical for a lot of Olag-based content, if you just got him, you'll learn this very soon. I have a guide coming out in just a day or two, but you also just learn from experience. Olag's a lot of times best without using his ultimate and just letting these shields spam, because they're super strong. So Amani gathered up pretty quick that time. Let's already trigger with Vortex and Baron. Let's just get ready. So here comes another pesky little priest. So you can see they're gonna keep trying to pick off our Brienne. It's very annoying. In some early versions of this, you saw guys at the beginning, I put Narvi over here. I had tried putting her down over here in like the bottom left, but then this annoying guy picks her off because he's got a big range. So you kind of have to have her in the middle, at least if you're gonna do this strategy the way I do it. But you can see we're taking down a lot of units, right? We're almost halfway done already. And now she's finally gonna meet her best friend for the rest of the battle. What's her name anyway, actually? Therapist the Therapist is going to meet her maker, and that is going to be Olag, and she's just going to be stuck there for quite some time. So you see, guys, actually, because I placed mid on pretty early, we might not even have Baron die right now. Actually, what am I talking about? He's not even in the range. Well, who knows? Maybe because maybe I'm not crazy. Because mid-on is healing Arrogance, then that's less healing Vortex has to give to Arrogance. So maybe he's able to give more to Baron. Who knows? But here comes this annoying guy. We might not have the ult ready, so you might have to see what I was talking about. Look how close it gets. I think we would just make it, but I'm not risking it because I am filming. Here comes Brienne. Just take that guy down. Thank you. Brienne is so good, guys. She's so slept on by a lot of people. A lot of people love her like I do, but she's really good. Might as well trigger here. And here's our boss. She's supposed to be going all around, you know, aiming the last deployed, who in this case is Olag, but doing all this crazy stuff, but she can't do anything. She's just so distracted by this beautiful man in a suit of armor. And she's just sitting there. And I'm going to tell you, she's not going to really do much else for the rest of the fight. And that's my strategy. There's the Restorer guy. You can see he's actually in Brienne's extended range thanks to Lunaria. So thank you, Lunaria, and thank you, Brienne. Pretty easy to take down. Amani's ready. We might as well trigger some shields. Oh, and some shields from Baron as well. This guy puts out so much damage. Like, I'll show you the stats at the end. We don't have to get too hard into it. But, oh, I might have triggered her ult too early there. But when you see his Baron stats, it's not like my Baron's weak, but this guy can just put huge hits into these people. So here we might get another taste because Brienne's so low. I hope this doesn't go wrong. Every time, she's never not been able to kill them, but it is way too close for comfort a lot of times, and she is getting distracted by this lady right here. Come on, load up. All right, we might just make it. Oh my God. There you go. I didn't trigger there because I wanted to show you. See, I didn't trigger. It's so close. It's like way too close for comfort. You might also think, Fastidious, why don't you trigger now? Because actually, Therapist the Therapist is in Brienne's range. I don't want her, and this is actually a good time to talk about what happens at 70%, 40%, and 10%. I don't want her getting too low too quickly because my plan here, I'll show my cards. I want her to be like at good health when everyone else is dead, so we can only focus on her. I'm gonna start picking up units, putting them down, and just giving her all the aggro in the world. So what happens at 70%, 40%, and 10%? Well, Meteoric Strike happens, and this thing slaps so hard, it's gonna wipe out all your tanks, everything, if they're in the range and you don't approach it in the right strategy, with the right strategy. With each loss of 30% HP, she deals massive AoE magic damage to the last deployed hero. Heroes within 3 tiles away from them, so that's like a 9 tile range, right? 3x3. Inflict flame rage upon those people all the targets hit. It's hit so hard. So we're gonna have a strategy to deal with that, but I don't even want any other units, enemy units to get my attention when this is gonna come. So I don't wanna be taking down her damage right now. I just want her hanging out with Olag, enjoying herself. We still have 6 more units to kill before she gets our attention, and then I'll explain what we're gonna do when she does get it. So see you in a minute, Therapist. What a stupid name. Who comes up with this stuff? See you in a minute, Therapist. And then we'll discuss. Okay, so we've got some units coming out. Restorer, we don't care about. Trigger Amani real quick. Get Baron ready. Amani's doing a pretty good job, let's be honest. It was very hairy at the beginning, but she just pulled it off, and ever since then, she probably felt bad and she wanted to redeem herself. So Brienne should hopefully, yeah, see, the Restorer does some work keeping him up, but probably not enough. Oh, we should definitely trigger Vortex just to be safe because Amani was getting low and Brienne was getting low. But you can see only 4 units left, so we got 2 guys here, and I think we're gonna have 1 guy there, and maybe the last guy's over here, I don't remember. Arrogance isn't charged up, but honestly, it ain't no thing. Arrogance is just so good. I'm not taking any chances here with Brienne. You guys saw how close it gets. So yeah, guys, I think once we show you stats, you'll see my Brienne, I guess, is technically like the base lowest you could possibly do. And here we go. So you're gonna want your stats at least as high as my Brienne, probably higher. Here we go, guys. It is time to do our thing. So pick up. We can leave Vortex, of course. Pick up. She can stay, and Arrogance for sure pick up. Now we start the process, okay? So we haven't even touched Wrath yet. We might not even need this battle. Now it's a waiting game. And then we're gonna start dropping our units. So basically we'll get Arrogance down back here. You can see there's a melee spot there. He's gonna put a ton of damage on her. We can hide Amani over here. She should be able to reach a bit. And then it'll do a trick with Narvi and Wrath that we'll use. That'll feel pretty good. All right, so we got about 25 seconds. It takes a while, guys. How many times in a battle do you get to 500 cost, right? And I'm not gonna trigger Brienne yet. No reason to. We gotta take this part pretty slow though with our deploys because bad stuff's gonna happen when she hits 70%. And keep in mind, guys, when she hits 70%, 40%, 10%, she does that crazy flame burst on exactly where the last deployed unit was, and that's kind of the key. So here we go. And now we're gonna hide Narvi. You see she's at 74%. Narvi, you can hang out, excuse me, I almost messed up, all the way over here. So let's count 3 tiles. There's gonna be no one near her, right? And trigger mid on just to be safe, and you can see here it comes. Oh no, Narvi's dead. What are we ever gonna do? Oh, win the fight? Don't mind if I do. Beautiful. And now we can start actually putting some real damage out. And you can see Vortex can heal up Arrogance. This lady doesn't have much left to do. All her friends are dead. She's stuck with her best friend Olag, and it's just a waiting game. You can throw this back on 2x. Unfortunately, I don't think I can let Wrath reach. I tried. I figured we might as well try to get him involved in the fight. Sorry, buddy. We also have Baron. He's going to tank all this stuff really well when Narvi's not ready. You see we're already down to in the 40s, 50, 47, 46. Here we go. We can already throw Baron over here. He can get ready to tank, and you're going to see how hard she hits with this thing, and we're going to be like, thank goodness we hid Baron all the way over there so no one else was in the range. Look at that. He took like, all right, so he survived it, but he took like half damage. That's no good. We don't like that. So we can pick up again. Now Narvi will be ready, and now she's just melting, right? We can trigger Brienne. No reason to wait now. The fight's barely anything left to see in the fight. Somehow Imani died, but I really don't mind. As long as Olag's there standing tall, nothing can really go wrong. We can hide Narvi here. We're getting low. See, we're about to hit the 10% threshold, and then after that point, it is really officially a walk in the park. Might as well just get some extra cost. Why not? Do something with your life. There she goes. You know what? I want Wrath to get involved in the fight. We're just gonna pick up Olag. Come on, Wrath, do a thing. And down she goes. It's just that easy. Not actually that easy. That took me like at least an hour and a half between 2 different streams to figure out. But I think that is about as free to play as I can get this right now. If you guys have ideas of how we could get Arrogance out of the lineup and make it even more free to play, or if you would like to see that, let me know. But there you go. I wasted 10 stamina happily to hopefully help you guys. And we are officially caught up. So because I was in New York last week, I was like running like 12 hours behind on a lot of stuff. So I'd say like, oh, it's day 38, but it was actually like into day 39 a few hours, where usually I only like to do it like 1 or 2 hours. But now, as you saw, we are on day 41. We're cruising. We got that healthy 1.1 million battle power, and we're making some progress in some difficult content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. If you liked the video, then like the video. If you want to comment and chat with me, then please comment. I answer every single comment. I've never missed a single one since I started putting out videos again a month ago. And what else? Share it with your mom. That's always fun. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.